Hi y'all, welcome to FlamBaé. My name is Yanni, and today we are 3 weeks into my no spend January. I want to do something a little different than my classic recipe walkthrough videos. I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys. No script, nothing. If you haven't already, like, subscribe. This really helps me push my videos out to more people, gain a bigger audience, and then maybe one day I can do this full time. That is the dream. This is a little vlog-style expose on my no-spend January. What is a no-spend month even? Well, you probably guessed 30 days in which you spend no money. If you want some more guidelines and rules, I did a video on that already. I just kind of wanted to talk about my experience, how it's been these last 3 weeks, because it is not very easy to do. I am not gonna lie, when I first started the month, I was so gung-ho about it. I was like all in, I was telling everybody about it, I even made a video about it, and it's been really hard to keep up the momentum. There have definitely been times during the month I'm like, this would be so much easier if I took the subway. It would be so much easier if I just picked up a sandwich. It has been really, really tempting. I am a consumer in every sense of the word. I will blow through what I have like that. So I have to be really conscious about what do I have in my pantry. There are certain things that I'm like, oh, I need this throughout the month. I can't use it all in one go. At the start of the month, I had lists, I had spreadsheets, I had like a breakdown of every ingredient I had in my pantry. Then I went through and I organized them. What are very, very important things that I know I'm gonna need throughout the month? For me, I had maybe 4 different recipes. I was like, oh, I want to use chickpeas for this. I knew I could make hummus, a chickpea stew, I could make a chickpea salad. So many things you can use them for. I was like, I can't just use them all in one go. I have to really be conservative about using them all. I knew if I was making lentil soup, I could easily use the entire bag in one go. I have to be very conservative about not wasting everything. And it's not a waste, but you know, if you use one entire bag of dried lentils for an entire pot of soup, then that will only last you X number of days before the soup goes bad in the fridge. That means my shelf life and my ability to use this reduces significantly. So I was like, okay, if I'm making lentil soup, I can only use half the bag this time I make it. The other thing I've kind of been thinking about was like, what can I create that will maximize quantity of food? I really had to think, what did peasants do in France to make sure they didn't go hungry? Oh my god, bread. I had like toppers and toppers and toppers of flour. I realized I don't have to buy bread. I can make bread, I can make a lot of it, and it will keep me so full. In terms of cost to output, making bread is such a cheap, filling thing you can make. Oh my god. My mom calls me, she's like, hi, just checking in, how are you doing? I just don't want you to lose weight. And I tell her, Mom, most of my meals are just bread. Like, if anything, I will gain weight. I'm eating breads and pastas. I will say, most of the month, I've accidentally gone vegan. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't intend to, but just by nature of not being able to use a lot of fresh foods, almost, if not everything I've eaten has been plant-based. I have a couple of frozen items I've used, like shrimp and like a piece of meat, but for the most part, no animal products are being harmed in the making of this money. So keep in mind, I've never done this sort of thing before. I've never gone a couple days without spending, let alone an entire month. I didn't have any secret knowledge I was using to get me through the month. I've just been figuring it out as I go. And I said this in my first video, soups and stews are gonna be a great way to save money. And I realized, yeah, I was right about that. I'm eating a lot of soup and a lot of stews. It's such a cheap way to make food. It keeps you full, you make a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie, coffee's been super helpful. Drinking a lot of it in the morning, it's kind of curbed my appetite. So I'll have like a little baby breakfast, but not a full one now as I go throughout the day. This is interesting because it's kind of changed my mindset about money in general. Now that I've kind of halted all spending, this is getting me a little ahead of where I was before. Prior to this month, my mindset was, this is what I take in every month, how much do I have to spend? What I was taking in was there to support my lifestyle or whatever, you know? That was my budget, and I'm putting budget in quotes because that was a very loose term for me. Now this has helped me kind of get ahead and think about, okay, let's pay myself first. Let's put this in my savings. Let's pay off that credit card. Let's put this money where I want it to go and pay myself first. And then after, whatever's left over will be what I have to spend. Really interesting how adjusting that mindset is like, oh, that's how you get ahead. That is how you set yourself up for the future instead of what you want now. And that brings me to my next point. This is kind of adjusted for me. What is really a want and what is a need? Now that I'm allowed no wants in my life, temporarily, it really makes me look at my spending. Look at that once a week or twice a week or sometimes 3 times a week coffee that I was like, I deserve this. It was a tough week. I worked hard. I look at that and I'm like, do you deserve that? Do you deserve to take away from your future just so you could have something convenient now? Where you could very easily make yourself a cup of coffee that you'd probably like better at home. Now it's not like oh, I'm stripping away what I have from my life. Because I've gotten it down to the bare minimum, I can now add what's more important to me. Food, like decluttering. My fridge, I'm totally getting rid of everything in there. My pantry, I'm getting through those food items that have been sitting there and have been so neglected for so long. I'm eating that rice, the quinoa, the beans, the cans of tuna, all that that I've kind of left behind for the hot, sexy chicken thighs that fry up nicely, for the slabs of salmon. No way. Go through the crap you have. And lastly, on a lovely, lovely, inspiring note, because I've pulled out and gotten rid of those excessive wants in my life, I can look around at the things that I do have. I have my family that's constantly checking in on me. As much as it drives me nuts, I love it. You know, they're constants in my life. I can look around at the things I do have and be happy about that. And be so much more grateful than I was being before. So overall, 3 weeks in, I'm loving this little mental reset. If you haven't, give it a shot. It might make a pretty big difference. You might think, oh, this is awful. I'm just wasting a month of my life doing this. But if you're anything like me, chances are you might get something really cool out of this. That was just a quick check-in. I hope you guys are having a lovely January, starting this month off right. I'll check in with you soon. New video coming in a couple days. My dears, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit subscribe, tap that notification bell. As always, my name is Yanni, and thank you for watching FlamBaé.